Take it away, leader.
Episode 5, Blerd Talk. Freedom and what does it mean to you individually? I'm not going to start with Afro.
Obvious reasons.
Yori, would you like to take this one? Would you like to lead off?
Pick on me first?
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. So this is actually a topic that I didn't want to do any research about because I kind of wanted to challenge myself and to see what it actually means to me. So the first thing that really actually comes to mind whenever I hear what does freedom mean to you, the first thing for some reason instinctually that comes to my mind is total anarchy and like half the world on fire and warring states type deal, like Dynasty Warriors Extreme Legends, but in real life. Just everyone fighting for whatever the heck they want type deal. But then when I thought about it a bit more, I'd say it can be really similar to what we have here in the States to a degree. A lot of the freedoms that we have are innate, of course, so coming from within and things that we can do. So, for example, if you wanted to try and become a millionaire, you had the freedom to go ahead and do that. If you wanted to, not that I condone it, but if you wanted to go commit acts of murder or violence, you can go in there and do that. But the issues start to become, is this actual freedom or are we talking about freedom of consequences? Which in my head, I was like, well, these are two totally separate things. Yes, I have the freedom to go do all these things, even if they're against the quote unquote rules of the US. I'm still free to do those things, but then I still have to face the punishments of committing such actions. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a total separate like section of freedom. So the entire aspect of what's freedom mean to me, I'd say it's, for me, just being able to pursue whatever it is you want to pursue, whether it's bad or good, you're able to pursue and do those things.
Okay. I was thinking about, I was going to go down a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories about freedom.
Oh, no.
But I'm not, so early in the morning for that.
But you got that V for Vendetta mask ready? You just I was about to go through that.
But no, I was going something simpler, something more relatable. So freedom to me, because I Googled the definition, because I actually didn't know the actual definition of freedom. I knew how to use it in context, but it's just the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. So if you're going to go with that definition, I feel like freedom is when, because a lot was in this time, everybody's following like social media. Like I think me and Afro talked about how everybody, or maybe, well, we were talking about how everybody want to follow what celebrities do and always want to be what celebrities are portraying to be. And I feel like if you can pull yourself out of that little social media and what society says that you need to be, then I feel like then you being yourself, learning how to be yourself, learning how to make up your own decisions, make your own mind. I feel like to me, that's a level of freedom that some people get sucked into what society says we need to do. Like society says you need to brush your teeth well, they do say 2 times a day, but if you decide not to do it, I mean, that's you, that's your freedom to do that.
You gonna be walking around with stank booty breath.
Yeah, your breath gonna be ass. But,
nobody.
I mean, it's not you're not letting. You know what I'm saying? That's probably a bad example, but you're not letting people. Yeah,
Dragon Ball breath and.
You mean that Malboro bad breath though?
So
damn,
like
buffed.
Right.
Also, freedom to me is being mentally free of all. I'm trying to see how I can word it. Like being mentally free of restraints. Like I feel like I'm maybe mentally free because I don't care what people think. I don't let a lot of stuff get to me. Apparently I have a reputation of not caring. But I do care, but it's just like I just let certain stuff bother me and certain stuff don't. So I mean, to me, that's like if you're able to do that without, like, some people get high, some people smoke weed, do drugs or whatever to get a certain level of. You all right?
Singing the song. Go ahead.
If people do all these type of drugs to, like, you know, maintain to reach a certain point where they can't get to normally. So if you can get to that like mental high without the aid of drugs, not saying that people who do drugs are like slaves to the drug, but if you can,
Depending on what drug, yeah, they are.
I'm not trying to bash nobody though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say, oh, you ain't.
You're trying to
it's-
be
what do
PC
you
and
mean?
get all the views, huh?
Right.
You're not trying to make any enemies and stand for nothing.
It's a fact.
Hmm.
I was gonna say
I
that's
would
fine.
say-
You're just
but-
stating a fact.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you can get to
If
that
a
point
crack
where
cocaine,
If you need crack to make your mind free, Dante endorses it.
if you can be unbothered,
By crack?
unbothered, God tier unbothered without the aid of drugs, then I feel like you're
what
free.
message? What message
No, what message he
what
said?
message are we putting out right now?
No, they're trying to put out some other.
I'll
Oh,
clarify it. I'm asking, Dante.
If you
If
can,
crack sets your mind free, is that what you're condoning?
no, I'm clearly not. I stated that I'm not.
Okay.
But apparently, y'all like to run with stuff.
And that's my
see.
freedom.
Full circle. It came all the way
Exactly.
back.
There it is.
Right.
It's always a circle.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like all in all, summarize, because I feel like I was talking in circles, low key. But if you can be being yourself and not letting people tell you, not feeling restrained, like before, at one point I was kind of worried about what people think if I did music or if I did a podcast, how other people view me, and I didn't care. Now I don't care, and I was like, man, I'm just going to do what I want to do because I want to do it. To me, that's freedom. To summarize.
All right. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going with as well. Kind of to piggyback on what you were saying about how people care about what you do and stuff. How I thought freedom is how the society looks at us. Like being as a Black African American, you can't get a job without the stereotypes or, people looking at you a certain way or, walking through. So to me, freedom is kind of going through life without having to deal with any of those stuff. Because you're always going to have the shackles of financial freedom. So for me, it's like being able to live life without the injustice, the stereotypes, the racism, that we go through on a regular basis, even if it's low key, even people don't see it the way that we do. But like I said, being as a Black man, I notice different things than other people. So that would kind of be what freedom is to me, not having to deal with those things and not letting that get to me.
Do you feel like Black people are we truly free?
Nah, and I feel like, to me, I feel like we're not really gonna get to where we should have been years ago. Like if you think about all the riots, the protests that are going on even now, if you think about 100 years before, we're still kind of doing the same things. It's just now we're all in a line with even the younger generation, like you said, with social media and stuff like that. Instead of going out and voting is still an issue in our community and everywhere else, trying to get people out to vote. I mean, you see who we elected as president. So I mean that should go without telling you. You see the people that he has supporting him, even though we see that as wrong, even though we know that it's wrong, it's still portrayed in the media differently. If you look at the different deaths that we have going out right now, like the Jacob, what happened with him, you see how they treat that. And you ask me, do I feel like I'm free? I feel that I can't say that I am. I can't say that the freedom that we have right now is what I view where freedom should be. Like I said, it shouldn't be judged by my color. I shouldn't be judged, that I'm a Black man or I'm big or whatever like that. I shouldn't be judged like that. I should be judged by who I am, my character, and so on.
You bring up some interesting points. I like the challenge.
Yeah.
So, under the assumption of freedom, wouldn't you say that those people who do treat you that way, whether it's skin color, whether it's how big or small you are, whether it's your personality, wouldn't you say they have that right based on the freedom that's granted to them?
But that's based on the freedom that they took from us to begin with. If you think about it, not everybody has that freedom to do as they want or do. When we first had like the United States come together, it wasn't just, you know, like how to say this? Like before
Mhm.
we had like Native Americans come here, right?
Mhm.
They had their freedom. That was all taken away from them in the long run, if you think about it. We were taken from Africa, brought over here. So we really never had freedom. Our freedom is dictated by a higher person in power.
So
Okay, let's backpedal from that because I don't want to get into the big stream of America. Let's talk to
Yeah, I
small
know.
things about. We'll say because I can tell race is a thing that you're going on with this. Let's use you as an example as a black male, and let's use a random white guy as an example for this. Let's say this random white guy wants to treat you in a particular way because you are bigger. Isn't he allotted that freedom to do that because it is his mind and what he believes to be true? And contrary to that, isn't it your freedom that you could discuss with him to change his mind and his opinion of that? Aren't you both allotted that same freedom?
I understand what you're saying, but am I under the understanding that he's only viewing me as I'm big, or is he viewing me as my race?
He's
Is
viewing you
he?
as however he wants because that's his freedom.
I feel like that's a potentially a
Yeah,
gray area.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see,
What's up, Afro? Because we haven't even gotten you in this really.
see, the whole thing about that is, from me being from, being in a whole nother country,
Mm-hmm.
um, I understand what Ghost is saying, or Jay, whatever Ghost is saying, but yeah, we do deal with a lot of strifes in our country and everything like that. But being able to have the freedom to protest and do all those things is great because a lot of countries, they don't even get that freedom. They just get,
Whatever you get what you get.
you
yeah,
get whatever you
exactly.
get. And that's why I'm like, that's why I be like looking at the like America kind of a little bit like, I understand what y'all mad about, but be lucky you're able to do that
Mm.
without, you know, being penalized. Because some countries, they don't even care if you die. Like over here, if Jesse was to my wife was to just get thrown out a window or some stuff, they would just say she's suicide. That's it. They ain't gonna investigate it. They're not gonna do anything. Like they don't have a freedom at all over here. Like they're literally just shackled. They're basically slaves. So they have
Mm.
literally no freedom at all. So like I understand what you're saying, but looking at it hindsight from different scenarios, you're lucky. Like that's it.
Yeah, people from other countries may feel like even though we're brown, black, whatever, people of color, we have all the freedom in the world because we're in America, but we're actually in America, so we feel like no, we've been
Yeah, you
oppressed
don't.
this whole time. You know what I mean? So I guess it's like thankfully, Afro's been in another country, so he has a different perspective
Yeah,
on
so
the word freedom. So
it's like, and Filipinos are basically the black people of Asia. Like literally, they are.
mhm.
Um, they get treated exactly like we do, but worse globally, even in the United States. So it's kind of like, once you see it from another view, you'll be like, damn, I ain't think it was that bad over in other places. Oh no, it's bad. It's bad,
But
bad.
put things in perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad. But not trying to degrade what we got, like saying what we got in the States. No, what we got in the States is bad. Like the police, like that's even blows people overseas mind. Like how many the police be killing black people. Yeah, that even overseas, like people be like, what's wrong with y'all over there? I'd be like,
Yeah.
but yeah, freedom to me is like, to me personally, it's like being able to do all those things
Mhm.
without having consequences. That's like, you know, being able to speak, being able to, you know, do this and that, being able to run outside and not being stopped. Being able to run outside and possibly not being stopped for, you know, because I'm this. Yeah, we do get stopped, yes. But over here, if you're running outside, like, and you're I'm gonna go back to Filipino or something, and you don't have your papers or something, like, they'll stop you and be like, hey, what's your papers? I don't have them. In most countries, you'll be like, oh, okay, you know, hey, they'll just be like, all right, you know, I'm taking you to jail. Nah, depending on the cop, they might take you into the desert and rape you and then spit on you and some stuff and then let you go and be like, yeah, there's your visa. And it's like, damn, bro, like, really? So it's weird out here.
So comparatively speaking, in a weird way, we are free, huh?
Nah,
Yeah.
No.
Nah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still not.
Yeah,
He's still not.
He's still a non-believer in this. So
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable that you can do, but you know, the one thing, James, is that you have the freedom to leave a country without having to go through the process of getting another visa, getting a visit visa, do all this stuff, and to stay in that country and not have to worry about other things. That is like one of the biggest freedoms America has. You can literally fly to Africa, apply to get a residency visa, and if you get it, you can buy a house there and nobody's gonna say nothing.
Yeah, I understand that, but that was never any of the speak that I had. It wasn't the type of freedom. What I'm talking about, the freedom for me is not being judged by my color, not being judged by being a black man, not, you know, not being judged for the type of car I have.
Everybody gets judged on their color. That's the thing. Like,
but then that's also the problem too, though.
But yeah, that's the issue that he's saying.
That doesn't make it right.
But unfortunately, we don't live in a utopia. So,
but again,
I know.
I'm saying again, the whole point of all this is what freedom that we see. Mm-hmm. I know for sure, for a fact, that it's not going to be perfect. We're never going to have this anytime soon. Just how the words. I've been to different countries. I've been to Italy, and you know, I've seen the difference. I haven't lived there like you have, you know, being where you are, but I definitely noticed a difference getting off the plane, how people are treated, the different cultures that they have, and being able to bring that experience back here. What I see here is totally different. I see people judging me certain types of way. When I'm over in Italy or wherever, in Dormo or whatever, you know, you can see how people treat each other differently than what I experienced in the States. So that's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, they judge you in secret.
Yeah, because you can't even speak.
So for you to kind of sum that thought bubble up, for you though, Ghost, freedom is not being judged on things like race or size or money, financials, worldly things, but being judged based on you as a person.
Exactly.
What freedom means to you.
Not having that limit, not having any of that limits you. You shouldn't have, because you have this job or whatever, you get fired because of your race. You shouldn't have, you know, you didn't get this job because of who you are, how you look, whether you're a male or female. You know, it shouldn't be judged on your appearance. It shouldn't be judged on you.
So based off what you're saying, is nobody has freedom.
I mean, if that logic, no.
I mean, yeah. But that, I mean, once again, it's not to try and claim a right or wrong, because I think other than Dante's, I disagree with either choices of freedom for Ghost and for Afro, but that doesn't mean it's per se wrong. I just believe otherwise. Mine is more closely aligned with Afro, except I think freedom is something that you have the ability to do, but without the consequence part that's known to Afro. I think if you take the consequence portion out of it, freedom is your ability to just do as you want as an individual, regardless on what the consequence is.
That's what I was saying, but I was just throwing in the fact the kind of just the dark side of it also.
Oh yeah. So like the dark side of it. So
that was pretty gruesome.
Other people's freedoms can interact with your freedoms. And I think that's where you start getting back into the circle, going now back to Ghost's side, where it's like, I have a freedom, and that actually ties into Dante's side as well. I have a freedom with my mind to think how I want. So if I do want to perceive Ghost as this person, I have that freedom to do so. Right. But that does interact with Ghost's definition of freedom in itself.
Yeah, everything some way or another clashes with another person's ideals.
Ideals of what freedom is.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, but like, I didn't think about the racial aspect. I mean, that's kind of like,
same.
I mean, that's given. You know what I'm saying? I feel like,
Yeah.
not to take away from what you were saying, but I think that's like, as we're being Black, like, I don't think in general we feel free because of all the oppression and all the stuff that's going, especially now, all the stuff that's going on in the world. Like the justice system is, you know what I'm saying, the prison system, all of this, like,
in the U.S.
So I mean, to me, that was a given.
Like it's not only here though.
So that's where I was coming from with the whole mental aspect of it, like feeling like you can do what you want to do within realistic capabilities. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying if you feel like you can fly, go ahead and jump off a building.
Hey, but you're free to do so if you want.
Yeah,
though.
But yeah, you're free to do so.
And you're free. You can fly. You just be flying down.
I mean, if we're arguing the semantics of flight, however, though,
I mean,
that person change direction?
Gravity will take over, and gravity will win every time. I promise you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so from the viewpoint, like I'm saying, not being held back by what other people think of you. Because I mean, if I was worried about what other people think, we wouldn't be doing this right now.
We never would be doing this. I would look at you and be like, "So when we gonna start this?"
And that's why I told you, because I know you was not at all gonna let it go. I planted that seed in Yori just in case as a backup plan B.
Yeah, I can't see what you're saying, because if I didn't have if I was worried about people would say, I wouldn't be in the situation I'm at now.
Yeah,
where I'm at now.
And it sounds so simple, but it's big,
difficult.
Yeah, like it sounds like something really simple. Oh, don't worry about other people thinking about you. But there are people who worry about what people
still
think
struggle with it to this day, no matter how old you are.
Yeah, you can be 60 years old and you're trying to impress the next person. And you know what I'm saying, and it's just like people don't realize that they can think with their own self, with their own mind.
Yeah,
I mean, but if you see all that in social media, Facebook, Instagram, you see all the pictures, glorifying how they're living, but not really showing
how they live in this one screen.
I don't give how they living. They can live the best life. I'm gonna be like, hey, let me talk to you in person though. I'm depressed and this and that. I'll be like, but
so much depression in the social media life. Gosh,
like everybody be posting on social media, like social media, like everybody's the truth, like the true slave owner is social media, bro. They over there whipping it.
We need a whole separate topic for that. But if we're going with our allotted time, we actually right on target.
I know. Yeah. I noticed that.
Yeah, you looked at the time too.
Yeah, I've been looking at it this whole time.
I've been waiting for him to come up with another question.
Oh, who, me?
Yeah, you're the only one. Like you would be the only one.
I mean,
that's going to counter. That's going to counter anything that we say.
I mean, I always gotta take things over to the dark side.
Yo, this guy.
I like doing these podcasts at night. Now this is so cool.
Yeah.
But no, I think that was a pretty good pressing point, or a good talking point there, with a lot of different views.
Yeah,
a lot of different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that.
All right, last question then, because I got one more.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, that's what I was waiting.
All right, so then after having this talk with everyone, has your mind changed on what freedom means? EGUT, whatever you think.
Negative.
No. Oh my God! All right, the worst. We're doing this to change minds or see things in different light.
No, we did.
See.
Yeah, we saw with us.
I saw what I see. I see what freedom means to y'all, but like I'm like, yo, I get every single one of y'all's. But
But it's also different for you because experience. You've actually lived out there for a couple of years now. So
yeah. So that's why I'm just like.
Those are some nice words y'all have there, gents. But they're wrong.
So you are wrong.
Oh no, too soon.
Speaking of which, I do want to say something. Okay, so as we all know, rest in peace, Chadwick. You know, I do want to acknowledge what he portrayed like several. What is he doing?
Just gotta throw that up there from my tassel. Just saying. Funny quick story though. When I graduated and they take the pictures, I took off my cap and did this. The lady went. Oh really? I was about to kung lao her with my hat. I realized.
But yeah, so I mean, he brought as Blerd's for him to bring the character of Black Panther to live action was a big deal for me. I had several nerdgasms in the movie theater. Yeah, I said it, nerdgasms, and I dare somebody to tell me something about it. It was like so. With all seriousness, though, like to see that come to the theater and him portray, and he portrayed it pretty good as far as I'm concerned. To see that, because I mean, Black Panther has always been a favorite, one of my favorites, and to see it like on the screen is like my mind was just blown. And he played other important
he played a lot of important roles.
A lot of Black people in our culture. You know what I'm saying? James Brown, Jackie Robinson. He was going to play the first Black samurai or Asian or something.
Yeah, Black samurai.
Yeah, so I mean, he was well on his way, and unfortunately, it ended as a young age. So I do want to acknowledge him and what he's done for the Blerd community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I was seeing, when I asked you, Dante, I was like, I wonder how Denzel Washington is doing right now, because Denzel Washington made a Black Panther as he is now. So it's just like, and he did a lot. So I'm pretty sure he's really like shook, especially when that speech he gave when they were at the Grammy Show Awards. It really had it made Denzel cry, and I was just like, man.
Yeah, so to have somebody look up to you and they do great things in their own is very like a big. That's definitely a big deal. You can't ignore that.
And they pass before you do, and it's just like, damn. It's like basically like losing a kid.
And the thing that he actually did all that while he was sick, and nobody, he kept that silent the whole time.
Yeah, he got a tight circle.
Yeah,
nothing got leaked.
There was some things that got leaked that he was struggling with some things.
I remember when his picture came out. He had a picture. He did something recently in the last few months, and he looked really frail. That's when people was murmuring, like it was whispers from what I know.
And the one thing I don't like about social media is that they don't think before they talk. So people were like roasting him when he was. I was just like, I was sitting there like, he has cancer.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I was like, but people didn't know that. So I'm like, and I was just like, when I saw him like that, I was like, yeah, he doesn't have that long left. He ain't gonna make it to that next.
I personally thought it was like a role. He was, because method actors, they go through extremes to fit the character that they perceive the character to look like or whatever. And so I thought it was for a role, but unfortunately, it was something bigger than that.
Yeah.
And so, but any closing remarks, comments, questions? I'm looking at you, Yori.
A better podcast for all of us, I think. I like this time.
Yeah.
We brought everyone to life. Ghost was damn near ready to pass out to sleep over there. Now he's smiling and moving around.
His eyes is actually open now.
I know. Maybe he's thinking about what freedom really means.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
That was random.
Oh yeah, very much so. We need,
That was not on cue.
Yeah, can we just delete that blurb out real quick? Move his face. What color, bro?
Hey man,
Right.
you gotta keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
As always, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications.
It stayed
You gotta
black.
think. Oh, you did the hand clap.
Hey.
They can't see that though.
Oh.
I don't think.
Oh.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay. I thought Ghost was gonna say, yeah, if you have anything you want to add,
Nah,
in the comment section.
You said you got that. It's cool.
See,
you are PR. Go for it.
Yeah,
you got your upgrade. You want to talk about this?
Hey man, if y'all got anything to say about this, like and subscribe, leave a comment in the section below, and again, like.
No, I'm laughing at something else.
Yeah, can we demote our PR person?
Yeah, yeah, just.